So I am back for episode 5 for His Mouthpiece. It's your girl, AK. Tonight's a family affair, y'all. I've got Princess on the floor, Diamond right next to me, and this is my husband.
What's up, y'all?
This is the husband that I talk about when I say my husband. This be him. So here is Q. We're going to call him Q. Here is Q, my husband. AK, Q. So tonight, what we're going to be talking about is waiting and how to wait. So it's not just about just waiting, but how you wait. So I was watching this video the other day and my mind was blown because in the waiting, we are also supposed to be doing work. And while in the waiting, we're being pressurized and changed and molded and sculpted into who he wants us to be. But he being God, he's also waiting to see how we're going to wait. And so what type of waiter are you? I personally am a bad waiter. Straight up, let me just tell you that. I'm a bad waiter. I don't like to wait. I like things, thank you ma'am, spam, ham, right then and there. That's how I want it. But that's not how God is. God is very much, this is my timing. I'm going to do it when I want to do it. And that's about it. That's how it's going to roll. So it's been very hard for me to learn and try to understand that his timing is everything. But he's also waiting to see how you wait. Because also in the waiting, there's a purpose for it. There's a purpose in the waiting. Why we have to wait, we don't always know why. But there is definitely a purpose in the waiting. So when it comes to waiting to be married, waiting to get that job that you want, waiting to have kids, waiting to get your dream car, your dream house, anything that is worth the wait, you definitely have to wait in a certain way. How do you wait? Patiently. That's what I would say you would wait. You'd have to wait patiently. You would have to take your time. You would have to be joyful. Be joyful in waiting. Now, I know that when you hungry and you pull up to any restaurant and they say it's going to be about a 25-minute wait, you be like, excuse me, what? Like, what you don't understand is my stomach is hungry now. So that 25 minutes, yeah, it ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. But for me, how I've learned how to wait, time, y'all. It's taking time. Let's just say it's taken about 10 years for me to realize that how I was waiting was not the right way to wait. Because in the waiting, there are still things, life is still happening. That's the crazy part. While you're waiting for something to happen, life is still happening. Nothing changes. Well, things are changing, but it might not be what you want to change in that moment, but there are still changes going through. What you don't realize at the time is while you're waiting, you yourself are changing. So the thing that you're waiting for, while it might be something that you really, really want, how you want it and when you want it is going to change in that waiting process because you yourself as a person are changing. So, but I also, because I have not a co-host, but I got my husband here. What would you say about how you wait or how even you wait?
I'm not a patient waiter. When it comes, to waiting, I don't like to wait for things. My wife, she's very good at, making me wait for things, especially when it comes to, i.e. Christmas this past year. She made me wait all night, all day to open the gifts. Was I happy? No, I was not. But in the end, it was worth it. I don't patiently wait, but I will say God sees how you wait. And I will say that as long as you're waiting with patience and with trust that everything that you need and that you're desiring for is going to come in God's timing, it's going to be all right. A lot of times as human beings and even as Christians, we blame God for us waiting. We say, well, look at us, look at me. I thought I'd be married by now, or I thought I'd be a millionaire or anything like that. But, if you're waiting for something that you really, really want, God sees how you're waiting. So just wait in Him and put all your trust in Him. I'm coming along with my relationship with God. And I was just baptized in October of last year. So I'm turning a new leaf with my relationship, and I'm trying to trust in Him more and trust the process. Lord, it's hard. It's hard trusting in the process. It really is. But like she said, we've been waiting for 10 years for God to bless us with children. And it's been tough. but we are getting better and trusting God. And our Alexa in our bedroom always says at 7 a.m. in the morning to wake us up. This is a reminder. Trust the process. God is in control. And she reminds us of that almost all throughout the day. And so we hear that. And so for me, I'm learning just to wait in God. But I would say God sees how you're waiting.
Thank you for your input. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank
and
you.
Yes, I definitely did make him wait Christmas Day. But hey, honestly, the reason why I did that, I wanted to see like how it would change Christmas. And by waiting to the end of the day, it allowed us to enjoy the whole day. Because for whatever reason, when you open gifts, it's like, bam, Christmas is over. But of course, Christmas should be every day. But that particular day, we waited until about 9, 10 o'clock at night. And it was even as sweeter. But it was great because that anticipation of what was to come just kept building throughout the day.
I was looking at the gifts, y'all. I was looking at the tree every hour. We was here in the morning. We let the dogs open up their presents and everything, and the children open up theirs. I'm sitting there, open up mine. They said, "You ain't got yours yet?" But I got mine. And we went to my family's house, and like, "You didn't open gifts yet?" But that's besides the point. You have to learn how to physically just trust that whatever desire that you're asking God for, He's gonna provide it. It may not be what you asked for in that moment or what you really need, but God knows exactly what you need in every season and every moment. Because in every season, like my beautiful queen said, you're changing. You are changing on your job. You're changing in your relationships with your family. You're changing at home with your spouse, your significant other. You're changing every day. We're not going to stay the same. But the only constant thing is God. God is the same today and forevermore. And so you have to learn how to know that He is sovereign and He knows what He's doing. If He knew what He was doing with Abraham and Sarah and Jacob and them, then He knows what He's doing with this generation. He knows what He's doing with this world. He's got the whole world in His hands. And nothing passes through His hands without Him knowing it.
That's true. I mean, everything that He's saying is absolute facts. He does. And that's, like I've said in previous, like He feeds the birds. So He's going to take care of us. But in His timing, He's going to give you exactly what you desire. It's just another thing that Alexa says is God's promises are delayed, not denied. And that part right there, hearing it after a while, it's like, okay, so you hear me. Oh, of course, God is not deaf. Everybody's like, well, I keep praying the same prayer. It's like, well, God's not deaf. He heard you. But also, He also knows when that's going to happen. We live in a world where everything is make it happen, make it snappy, make it quick. But that's not for one, that's not life. Two, that's not how He works. Because honestly, if He was to give it to you right then and there when you wanted it, would you appreciate it? Two, would it actually be when you actually needed it? Because 9 times out of 10, when you get something that you want and you get it right then and there, within, I give about 2 weeks, maybe a month, maybe a year or so, you're done with it. But when you actually have to wait for something, when you have to truly like prepare for it, work for it, you treat it so much better because you remember what it was like to not have it. Anything like when it comes to marriage, if for someone who really wants to get married, for someone who really is in search of finding that person, it's so much better when you wait and you find that person because you remember when you went home on those lonely nights and you didn't have someone and you were thinking about, man, I want someone to cuddle, man, I want somebody to be with. And then when you find that person, doesn't it make it even more sweeter? You want to hold on to it even longer. You want to be around them a little bit longer because you remember what it was like when they weren't there. Kids, for people who want kids, like my husband alluded to, we do want kids. But we also know too, because we've had this long amount of time to get to know each other, to joke around with each other, when they get here, I'm getting excited. And also it's gonna make me teary-eyed because it's gonna be so sweet. because we have waited for so many years. We've planned for it in our heads. We've talked about it. We've dreamed about it, that when it comes to fruition, how amazing. And I've told people for like a couple months, even years, for years, I'm like, look, if don't nobody congratulate me, I'm going to congratulate myself. I'm like, woo! Because he did it. And I'll know that he was the only one that could do it. Because, again, these kids are going to be his gift from him to us. Borrowed at that. We are temporarily borrowing them, but we get the opportunity to be their parents. And it's just, I get so excited because I know now, before I couldn't talk about it, I would get upset. It would put me in a mode. But now I get excited because I know it's going to be so sweet. And they going to look so good because their parents look, we look good, we look good.
We look good, y'all. We look good. We do.
But yes, I'm excited. And that's one thing about waiting. There's joy in that because you know that this isn't going to be forever. You're not going to not have what you want forever. But when you get it, when you're supposed to get it, you appreciate it so much. So in the waiting, have joy. Be excited because it's coming. We don't know when. We don't know where. We don't know how. Well, we might know the how. But it's coming. It's coming because he is going to deliver on his promise. Like I said in Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you, plans to not harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. So it's all there.
That's
it's
my
coming.
verse. That's my verse.
It's coming. And one of my other verses, I want to say it's Psalms 37:4, I believe. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. But that first part, you can't just skip to the end where it says, and he will give you the desires of your heart. No. Delight yourself in the Lord. Be happy in him. As I say in my other videos, if you don't have a relationship with him, get to know him. And like I've said before, talking to him is just like having a conversation with him. Be like, yeah, what's up? How you doing? Because he's going to meet you where you're at. If you have any questions about that, if you want to know more about him, you can definitely reach out to me. But still, like, just talk to him. Like, all you have to do is just basically not pick up the phone, but you just talk. And praying, you don't have to have your hands together like this and bow your heads. It's literally having a conversation with him, having that relationship with him. Because when you have that relationship with him, the waiting's gonna come easier. The joy, the peace, all of that will follow. So, like I said, this is episode 5, guys. 5, a whole hand, 5. Hope you guys enjoyed. My whole family here. As I said, this is Q, my husband. Diamond's right here. I think Princess might be behind us. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the love and support. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye, y'all.